There we go.
Good.
Up, up.
Is this one way?
Yup. We'll come back to that later. Let's get moving. That's a gray door. You're not going back through that door.
Oh, is it a gray door?
Yup. The lava does not rise up all the way.
That wasn't lava, that was acid.
Well, yeah, the acid does not rise up all the way.
So, those are breakable.
So you're at least safe by the door.
Yep, them's them spikes.
So this room is actually a very unique room in this game.
Because it has a boulder.
It does.
It has two boulders.
Is this the only room with those boulders? No, we saw the falling boulders.
They had the falling boulders, but these are like the only Indiana Jones boulders.
Yeah. This room is actually very unique in the game for one specific reason, but I will not say what that reason is right away.
Wow, really nothing hidden in here?
Nope.
Not even at that statue? Your hesitation leads to something. Okay, use freeze.
Yeah, those are the guys. We saw them back with the ice beam. They freeze, but you can only kill them if you want to hit them with a missile.
Yeah, I knew it. I'm on the hands now.
Yeah. I haven't seen the fire fleas since Brinstar. And very nice thing about this game, you get an energy tank,
Full health?
full health. Ooh,
What?
you're only one energy tank short.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I do actually know exactly where it is, so we're good. Missiles, super missiles, and power bombs I'm a little more questionable on. Also, I think you're missing a reserve tank, and I'm not sure where it is.
I am missing a reserve tank.
Oh, I wonder if this room is different because of the fire fleas.
The eye's still closed.
Huh.
Wait, does just plain super missiles kill them?
Should.
Oh, yeah, it does. Probably see
I,
like a wall jump
I don't
activate.
think you're getting in that way.
I know.
Well, there were those crumble blocks back in the room before this one. So you do. So you're not dead-ended.
No, I know.
These red key hunters are affectionately called Ridley's watchdogs, or Ridley's guard dogs. There aren't a lot of red key hunters in this game, and they have 1800 HP. So they're not terribly challenging once you have plasma, but like, especially if you're doing a low item run or whatever, nightmares. And they hurt. They do 200 damage. With your 3/4 damage reduction, that's 50, which is half an energy tank. So it's not like the worst thing in the world when you're fully kitted out. But
Yeah,
like,
but if you're doing suitless or whatever.
especially if you're doing like a low item run, they're murderously powerful. And again, specifically the ones in this column, there's like 3 of them, I think, are called Ridley's guard dogs. Now you got Spring Ball.
Oh, right, I can jump.
The big boys again. How much HP do these guys have?
A lot.
I mean, I know that much. 800 HP.
Boy, I wonder what I'm supposed to do there.
Super Missile does 300 damage, I think, so it would take 3 Super Missiles to kill one of those guys. P-bombs. Is this the one that's called the Coward's Power Bomb?
The what?
Is this the one that they call the Coward's Power Bomb?
Is it because you don't immediately go down there?
I think it's because especially speedrunning like low item runs, you don't go in there unless you need the power bomb, which means you only go in there if you're not confident in getting through the rest of the way. Because you may have to like Crystal Flash or something going in. Oh, so their whole room itself is actually called the Wasteland. I think it's that power bomb. These are Ridley's bodyguards. And they're, for all practical purposes, a mini-boss.
Oh.
Oh, it's called the Power Bomb of Shame. It's not the Coward's Power Bomb. Because, like, you should have yourself routed that you don't need to go in there to get that power bomb. So open the door, don't go in, turn around. Okay, I just wanted to make sure both doors were open.
Okay.
That way, as I mentioned before, gray doors, once you open them once, you don't have to do it again. So, like, if you leave, you can come back and not have to go through. So Ridley's bodyguards, so those are the only two of those guys in the game, specifically in that room. This is some Norfair crap right here.
This is like Metroid 1.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But how they work is that they are immune to all damage. Flat everything. Just bounces off of them. Except right before they do their jump kick. Where they flash.
Rider kick.
Yeah, where they flash gold. While they're gold, they do the kick, and then once they land, there's a moment while they're still gold. They only do that kick when you are a certain distance away from them. And usually on the ground next to them. So even while you're, like, screw attacking in the air over them, which as a kid I would go, okay, I'm invincible while I'm screw attacking, I'll stay up here and safe. Where I'm safe, they'll, like, never do it. You've got to face them on the ground and be at jump kick distance from them. And then they'll jump kick you, and that's when you can hurt them. From a speedrunning perspective, they can be quick killed. With 3 super missiles. By doing you wait for them to jump at you, and you can do a very quick, like, shoot them when they're diagonal up from you, then you jump up in the air and shoot directly below you as they go under you, and then you land and you can shoot behind you. 3 super missiles in 1 kick to kill them. I think that was it anyway.
The lamp went right in front of him.
I love a good Ridley fight. So though your charge beam does do, like, by far the most damage, it does take time to charge up your charge beam. Whereas missiles, by comparison, do very little damage, but boy, can you just spam them the crap out. And similarly, super missiles, you can kind of just spam out. I'm so happy you got grabbed for the finish.
I think it's something that he kind of... It's like one of those... It's not necessarily guaranteed he's actually going to grab you.
It's effectively... I don't remember the exact mechanics, but I think what it is once he gets to 0 HP, instead of dying, he just repeatedly tries to grab you.
Yeah.
And after...
Oh, yeah, he tried... It's the... Oh, God, what was it?
And then after a period of time, if he's unable to grab you, he just dies.
Yeah.
Or I think if you shoot him, he dies.
It's like TV Tropes brings it up. It's like a last desperation attack or something like that, where he's like... He's dying, and he's like, I'm gonna take you with me, and then he just dies.
Yeah. So, like, when you're fighting him in a speedrun, say, recognizing when he's doing that is key. Because as soon as you know, oh, he's not attacking anymore, he's just trying to grab me repeatedly, you've won. Jump into his claws. Fight's over.
It just makes it's easier to... It saves time, I'm assuming, to get grabbed immediately.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just, like, dodging around the arena when he's effectively dead, waiting out a timer. But the baby Metroid...
Capsule.
It's gone. It's free. There's our last energy tank. I love a good Ridley fight, because I feel like a good Ridley fight is... no mechanics, no fancy dance around everything, opening up a weak point, anything like that. I feel like
doesn't even show up on the X-ray scope. You just have to know.
I
Or you
feel
have
like
to remember it's in there from the original one.
yeah, I feel like a good Ridley fight is just a drag-out brawl. It's just you and him beating on each other until one of you dies. And in turn, that means this Ridley fight can either be the hardest or easiest fight in the game, depending on how many resources you have. If you've got, like, every energy tank and all the super missiles in the world and everything, you just go in, tank damage, shooting the super missiles at him, and he dies. If you go in here kind of light on resources and actually have to dodge his attacks and get around, this fight gets super hard. And his AI can be read and manipulated, but it's real heckin' hard. I've tried to learn how to manipulate Ridley, and I never had any luck at it. The best I could do is there was one very specific move that I know if he does, I can get like a crap ton of damage in. But that's it. That's all I got. Ridley, by the way... I had it up before. Do I still have it up? Ridley has 18,000 HP. Which is, in fact, more than Golden Torso, which until now had the most HP of anything. So, Ridley has the most HP of anything we've seen by a large margin. I am researching.
I was gonna say, this was probably like speedrunner hell to get out of here.
Yeah, you can glitch through those, though. Even without glitching, like kind of clipping through them, there is you wait for the first one drops, you get on it, it brings you up. You can jump up like I think 2 spots right away and wait for the second one to drop down and get on it and go up. So there's not a ton of waiting.
And don't show up at any more games ever again, Ridley. Now that you're dead.
Yeah.
There.
Canonically, truly dead.
Oh yeah, no. He's like
and this wasn't actually. This was
for him.
Yeah,
completely.
Like though Ridley has shown up in a ton of games, canonically, this is Ridley dead, exploded into chunky bits all over the room.
He shows up in Metroid 1 as a boss,
Yep.
obviously.
Even though you kill him in Metroid 1, the low resolution of the game kind of implies that he just gets away.
Yeah, and there's
Instead of that,
in Zero
instead of
Mission,
dying.
he still kind of blows up, but it's implied he still lives because he shows up then in Metroid Prime.
Yeah, he's injured for sure.
Yeah, where he becomes Meta Ridley because he has all the stuff
Mechanical
on him,
attachments
yeah.
and things to get him going again.
And he's in Metroid Prime 3 as something.
And well, like when you beat him in Prime 1, he just falls off a cliff.
Yeah, he
and you
falls
know
off a
anybody who falls off a cliff isn't dead.
No. And then Metroid Prime 3 he shows up, though apparently in that one he like dissolves, I think. But since Metroid Prime 3 takes place before Super Metroid,
he is very, very injured.
And then
He also has a very strong recovering thing as well. Like in the manga, he was blown the crap up.
like apparently he could go down to like the bone or something.
Yeah, like he was disintegrated down like almost to the bone, but he recovered by eating
people.
Samus's parents.
Well, no, he only ate Samus's mother. Samus's father.
That's true.
Blew up.
He's the one
energy
the one who
source.
blew him up.
Yeah.
But
And then,
yeah, just effectively eating people.
Yeah. And then he shows up in Samus Returns as the new final boss.
Yeah,
Which is the thing that melds Metroid Prime into the series because he shows up with the metal armor from Metroid Prime 1 and 3. And then in Super Metroid, you shoot him up for good.
In Super Metroid, he has at this point disregarded his mechanical attachments, recovered fully physically all on his own.
Yeah.
And when you kill him, he blows up into chunky kibbles and he is dead.
He is truly dead. And then Other M, they accidentally clone him because it turns out
that's a clone. That was half.
Yeah.
That was a large portion of the plot of the game, was that it was a clone of Ridley.
Yeah, which is a clone, which is the clone that ends up on the BSL from Metroid Fusion.
Yeah.
That the frozen Ridley corpse is the clone of Ridley from Other M.
Yeah.
And then you blow that one up, and then he never shows up again outside of, like, apparently a cameo from Metroid Dread going over events, but other than that,
Yeah, because
he's
even
super dead.
even in Fusion, taken over by an X-Parasite.
Yeah.
So...
Super dead.
Yeah, super dead. At that
personality.
clone is super dead.
Yeah.
No longer existing, just an X-Parasite mimicking his appearance. And then you ate him.
Yep, then you absorb him with your Metroid DNA, and then that's it. That's Ridley gone forever.
Kind of weird that at the end of everything, like, this vile, hated enemy, your arch nemesis, he's a part of you now.
At the end of everything, I find you, my friend.
Yeah, he's a part of you now.
I ate his soul. Okay, can I go back through this room?
Nope.
Or is it? Huh?
Nope.
Nope, still.
Yep. That is a gray door forever. That is a one-way door. So I'll tell you a secret about this room. And I don't know if it was intended, or maybe it was. This room is kind of unique in the game, because in this room, your X-ray scope does not work.
Is it just because I go through here?
Sure is. I think it may be because of the fire fleas. Like, maybe they can only do one layer shenanigan at a time.
What? But the Super NES had Mode 7.
It did.
That was more modes than the Sega Genesis had. Or as wrong people call it, the Mega Drive. That's right, I am including Japan in that. They're wrong. It is the Genesis and it sounds better. What of it? Want to start shit? Guess who still makes consoles? Nintendo, that's right.
I don't know, they seem to be working together well, though.
Well, my next bit was gonna be like, at least Sega still has its arcade. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sega fans.
Yeah, Yeah, I wonder if it's because of the fire fleas that your X-ray scope doesn't work. And in that regard, I wonder if it was intentional or not. So something to remember. Well, I'll let you fiddle around first. I don't think you can fail now. But something to remember is the crumble blocks. If you are spring ball, morphed, and holding jump, you bounce off of those and they crumble. But you did bounce. So holding jump is a way to avoid falling through a crumble block in a pinch. Like if you know there may be a crumble block there that you don't want to fall through. Yeah, I do wonder if it was intentional or not. Like, did they know? Like, I'm sure they didn't want you to think that that way was progress.
What?
Like the fire fleer, I'm sure they didn't want you to think that this way was progress, and then you just run around and like friggin' leave or whatever without fighting Ridley. So I'm sure they wanted that, but they can't like lock a power up behind Ridley. So they can't stop you from going this way. I guess unless they put a gray door in or something that unlocks would be Ridley. So these red key hunters are called the Three Musketeers. Because again, in a low item run where you've probably avoided getting screw attack, pain in the butt.
What does that have to do with the Musketeers?
I don't know.
Because there were 4 of them.
In here, I think it was just 3.
No. Then the Musketeers, there were 4 of them.
Oh, well, I have no idea then. Well,
Yeah.
they're just commonly known as the Three Musketeers, though.
That's the thing people forget. It's like Porthos. Is it Porthos, Pathos? Pathos is like an emotion. Like a lack of emotion, actually. I think. It's Pathos for Frieza. 2 of them have similar sounding names, I know that much. It's like Porthos, D'Artagnan, and something else. But like, a kid joins in and he's the 4th Musketeer. And that's like, the thing is that people forget that there are actually 4 Musketeers, but they just call them the 3 Musketeers because they were originally just the 3 of them.
Yeah, and like everybody knows of the title of the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, which is also extra weird because you go like, why are they called the Musketeers? Well, because they actually used muskets. They're actually named after a battalion, well, more like a unit that just uses muskets.
One-way exit.
I know, but I'm doing the whole jump thing to mess with them.
That right there is what prevents you from effectively coming in through the exit to get to Ridley. Though you certainly could have gone in that hole if you'd been able to, I don't know, mid-air morph or something. Because you've been here before.
I have been here before. It's like, wow, that good makes you go all the way. Yeah, but there's stuff in there I want to get. How about we just save and we call it?
I mean, we can. Save our item collection run for next time.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Bubble Mountain, by the way.
Yeah, you mentioned that you were wanting to talk about Bubble Mountain.
I think half the reason it's called Bubble Mountain is, well, A, it's the bubbles. but also because from a speedrunning perspective, that little thing that outstretches into the room is like a mountain you have to climb. Because you're speedrunning, you're not going the long way around like that whole thing down where Wave Beam was and the Path of Ridley and everything. You're not going that way. You're just going right up that mountain. That's where you need to be, that's where you're going. So you've got to climb that mountain. Which is usually done by either... You could Ice Beam one of the waivers, or you just have to be really good at wall jumping up the side of it. Anyway, if we're calling it there, then that is where we are calling it.
So, all miscellaneous is filled out. In fact, I got all the upgrades now.
Yep, the only thing you're missing is a reserve tank and some ammo expansions.
I don't... How many power bombs are there in the game?
I have no idea. I think 45.
So,
you may have all of
possibly
them.
be done with those. I doubt super missiles, because I think I'm at 45 super missiles, and I think it's 50 total.
It's 40. I think it's 45.
Really?
I think it's 45, 45, and...
It's 250, 55 for missiles.
It's like 250 or something, yeah.
Because usually, if anything, it's probably 255.
I don't think it's 255, because I remember thinking that it should be 255 and continuously being proven wrong.
I only think that because I think in the original Metroid it was 255, but the reason they did that was because of the whole,
Yeah, that's absolutely
the
why they did it there.
256 thing, because it's like technically 0 counts as 1 in bits, so they couldn't overflow to 256.
Oh, while I'm thinking about it, so as far as damage values go, so we've been talking about the damage values we've done with various beams and things.
You've been talking about damage values?
Like Ice Wave Plasma does 300 damage, which is as much damage as a super missile.
Yeah.
Charged does 900, which is 3 super missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Screw Attack does 2,000 damage per frame that you are overlapping an enemy.
So what I should have done is just been flipping into Ridley the whole time.
He is immune to Screw Attack.
What I should have been doing is shooting him with super missiles the whole time. He is immune to super missiles.
Actually, you did do that.
I know. This was literally the first thing I did was I walked in and went like, suck shit.
Yeah, but Screw Attack, aside from if something is either immune to Screw Attack or will absolutely get exploded by it.
Oh.
Nothing has 2,000 HP that's not immune to Screw Attack. Yeah. Anyway, we've rambled for like 20 minutes. Until next time, everyone, we are going to look for items.
And then we kill Ravenbeak.
And then we kill Ravenbeak.
Motherbrain. MB. The Queen Metroid.